I lent my brother some money expecting him to pay me back, and he acted offended when I reminded him. "How dare you embarrass me about money at Mom's birthday dinner?" Derek snapped, storming out while everyone stared. For 2 years, I'd been his personal ATM. It started innocently enough, just 20 for gas when he was between paychecks. Then it became 50 for groceries when his card got declined. Each time he'd promised to pay me back next week with this wounded expression, like I was heartless for even keeping track. But next week never came. Instead, the requests escalated. 100 for his phone bill because they're threatening to shut it off. 200 for his car payment because I can't lose my job without transportation. 500 for his portion of rent because my roommate will kick me out. Every excuse came with the same guilt trip. I thought family was supposed to help each other. The worst part was how he'd flip it on me whenever I brought up repayment. "Wow, you're really going to charge your own brother interest?" he'd say, even though I never mentioned interest. "I can't believe you're keeping a spreadsheet of every favor." But I wasn't keeping a spreadsheet. I was just trying to remember how much he owed me, which had climbed past $3,000. The family always took his side. "He's going through a rough patch," Mom would whisper when I mentioned the growing debt. "You make good money at your job. Can't you just help him out?" Dad would nod along, adding, "It's just money. Family is more important." Meanwhile, Derek would post Instagram stories from expensive restaurants and show off his new gaming setup, all while claiming he was too broke to pay me back even $10. The manipulation became more sophisticated. He'd time his requests perfectly. Right before family gatherings when I couldn't say no without looking like the villain. "Can you spot me 300 for groceries? I promise I'll have it back to you before Christmas." Then at Christmas dinner, when I'd casually ask about it, he'd look hurt and confused. "I thought that was your Christmas gift to me. You said family was important." His girlfriend Madison unknowingly became part of his scheme. Derek would tell her elaborate stories about how I was the one struggling financially. "My sister's having a really hard time," he'd confide to her. "I've been helping her out, but I don't want her to feel embarrassed about it." Madison, sweet and trusting, would offer to cook extra meals for me or slip me $20 bills when Derek wasn't looking, thinking she was helping his poor sister. Last month, Derek reached his peak audacity. He texted asking for $5,000 to invest in cryptocurrency that would definitely pay off big. When I said absolutely not, he called Mom sobbing that I was abandoning family in their time of need. He painted this picture of himself as desperate and me as cold and selfish. Mom guilt-tripped me for hours until I finally caved, emptying my entire emergency fund into his account. The very next day, Derek posted photos from a weekend trip to Vegas. When I confronted him, he claimed the photos were old and he was just trying to keep up appearances so people wouldn't know how badly he was struggling. He had an answer for everything, always making me feel like the unreasonable one for questioning his increasingly elaborate stories. Yesterday, Derek's girlfriend Madison called me, completely hysterical. Through her sobs, she revealed the truth that shattered everything. Derek had been telling her that I was the one borrowing money from him. He'd fabricated text message screenshots showing me begging for loans, creating an entire fictional narrative where he was the generous big brother supporting his deadbeat sister. Madison had been working double shifts at 2 different jobs, desperately trying to help Derek support his struggling family. When she accidentally discovered my real bank transfers on his phone, she realized he'd stolen $12,000 from their joint savings account to fund his elaborate web of lies. Derek's been calling non-stop since Madison kicked him out and froze all their accounts. Now he's genuinely broke, and nobody believes a word he says.